dear students, we are on the CEC Gurukul lecture and we are in the series of electronic circuit. We have discussed many electronic gadgets used in the electronic circuit. In today's lecture, we will discuss one of the important gadget which we use in most of the electric appliances, like in CPU, like in generator, like if in houses, we use this electric component in many devices. We use in motors. So, what is this? This is the fan. So, in today's topic, we discuss what is the electric fan and what is the function of electric fan, how many types of electric fan we use in the electronic circuit, how they work, and what are the specification we require whenever we choose a fan in an electronic circuit or anywhere. So, we start with that electric fans which every one of us has seen at homes is need of the summers when the atmospheric temperature goes above the comfort level of the human body. So, we require the electric fan. Electric fan when rotates, then it blows away air. We all know that it blows away air and it towards the corners of the room, and thus speed up the evaporation process resulting in the cooling of human body and the room. We daily use this electrical component in our house. It is also electronic component, it is electrical component. So, basically fan is a mechanical devices that move air and other gases which are essential to the human comfort or the safety or for an equipment and to some industrial processes. We use this electric fan, and broadly speaking this device is very important for the human being as well as for the devices which we are making and that will use the gases or air. So, we use this fan in many electronic components. Basically, fans deliver large amount of the air or gases at a low pressure. Blowers have a high rate of delivery at a medium pressure and the compressor deliver at high pressure. So, the larger use of the fan because it works at the low pressure. So, fan delivers a large amount of air or the gases at the low pressure. So, electric fans have a motor that moves blades that are attached to a central rotating hub, and it has a 3 wings, 3 or 4 wings. Nowadays, we are having a 4 wings electric fans also, and it will move. So, other common power sources for the fan include the internal combustion engines and steam or the gas turbines. So, these are the power sources for the fan. Fans circulate air to cool and ventilate rooms and to control the humidity. We all know that. And heating, ventilating and air conditioning systems of all sizes use fans to move air through ducts, coils, filters and building spaces. So, we use fans in many places, and that fan circulate air to cool and ventilate the room or the system in which we are using it. Fans exhaust heat, odors, smokes and exhaust corrosive or the flammable vapors from the enclosed area. So, sometimes just to remove the unwanted gases from the atmosphere or from the room, then we use the exhaust fan. So, one type of fan where it circulates the air, another type of the fan which exhaust the air from the room. So, they cool motors, transmission and industrial products. Fans are also employed for drying and for blowing light materials from one place to the another place. Electric fans have a motor that turns a shaft on which there is an impeller. So, the turning impellers creates air pressure and causing airflow. If a fan moves air in the same direction as its shaft and it is a axial flow. There is a axial flow of the wind or the air if the fan moves air in the same direction as its direction of the shaft. Moreover, there is a propeller fans and they are the axial flow. if the fan blows air in the sunburst pattern or radially, so around its shaft, then it is a centrifugal type of the fan. It means the fans are divided into many types depending upon the flow of the air that it generates. So there are also the mixed type of the flow fans. They move air in the combined axial as well as the radial direction. So in a broad sense, we can characterize it in the three form. One is the axial, second is the radial, and third is the mixed type of the fan, but it depends upon its flow of the air. You can see on the screen that here are the two types of the air flowing. You see, one is coming outside, and second, in the second type it is coming, it is moving radially. So one is axial and another is radial. We can combine these two also if we require the axial as well as radial direction. So axial flow fans, what are these? These are the simplest and the most familiar. Axial flow fan is the freestanding vertically mounted propeller fan which is used in the home for cooling and ventilation. An open wire enclosed surrounded the blades for the safety, and in this type of fan the often such fans turn slowly from side to side, and winding coverage we have in this type of fans. Moreover, the ceiling fans with the 3 or 4 enclosed horizontal blades, or we can say it's a wing at the end of the ceiling mounting shaft, cools rooms in the summer and the winter, recirculating the warm air at the ceiling to save the energy. Moreover, there is another type of the propeller foam, that is the wall or the roof mounted, and that propeller fans exhaust odors. And from the residential kitchen we use this type of the exhaust. In the bathrooms we use this type of the exhaust fan, and larger unit remove the heat, gases and odors from the commercial spaces such as the restaurant, kitchen or the factories. We use this type of the roof mounted exhaust fan. The enclosures of these exhaust fans often have the shutters on the exterior that seal tightly to prevent the leakage when the fan is not in the use. Otherwise again again it will not work. So since exhaust fan remove much heated or the cool air from the building, they waste energy. The ductless fans, which is an energy saving alternating for home circulating odor lender air through a short open ended tube containing a filter. So the air is purified but without changing its temperature. So we use this type of fan. The most popular fans developed low air pressure only. Axial fan with the short blades squared off at the tip, and the cylindrical house is equipped with a set of guide vanes to direct airflow, which are the vane axial fans. We will discuss further the various type of the fans and how we can use. You also listen about the table fans. Table fans, beside the elements of the typical table fan, which includes the fan blades, base, armature and the lead wire and motor, bladed guard, motor housing, oscillating gearbox and oscillator shaft. So oscillator, what is the mechanism of the oscillator? Oscillator just produce a motion that the fan from side to side, and the armature axle shaft comes out of the both the ends of the motor. One end of the shaft is attached to the blade and the other is attached to the oscillator gearbox. The motor case joins the gearbox to the to contain the rotor and the stator. The oscillator shaft combines the weighted base and the gearbox. So this is the construction of the table fan, and a motor housing covered the oscillator mechanism. So blade guard joins to the motor case for safety. Another type of the fan is the domestic extractor fan, and that is also the wall or ceiling mounted. This type of fan is employed to remove the moisture and the stale air from the domestic dwellings, and we use in the bathroom, and that is must be utilized 4-inch impeller, and this type of fan uses in most of the times these are used in the houses and some commercial places. So, axial fans that is having the very the size of the impeller in the axial fan is the 5-inch, that is 125 mm, which is also large, and domestic axial extractor fans are not suitable for duct runs over the 3 meter to the 4 meter, that depending upon the number of the bands in the run. So, as increase the air pressure in longer pipe work inhibits the performance of the fan. So, continuous running extractor fans run continuously at a very slow rate. So, running fast when necessary. For example, when we use the bathroom light in the switched on at working speed, they are just normal extractor fan. So, at the continuous speed they extract typically 5 to 10. It takes a very little electricity and very low cost annually we have by using these fan. So, humidity sensors and the control triggers operation that will be done. They have the advantages of ensuring the ventilation and preventing buildup of the humidity. Alternating a normal extractor fan may be fitted to operate intermittently. So, we can use the extractor fan just where we just use for the exhaust as well as for the cooling system. In cold weather they may be noticeably cool and the room they are in or the door is open the house. So, another type of fan is the electromechanical fan. Among the characters related to the recording of their condition, size and number of the blades. We use basically the 4 blades in this electromechanical fans, and 5 blade or the 6 blade designs are very rare in this electromechanical fans. So, the material from which the components are made such as brass, an important factor is the fan desirability. Another is the ceiling fan. As we discussed, the ceiling fan is the fan suspended from the ceiling of the room, and most ceiling fans rotate at relatively low speeds and being inaccessible to the reach. So, there is do not have any blade guards. Ceiling fans are used in both the residential as well as the industrial commercial setting. In automobiles, we also use the fans. In automobiles, the mechanical or electrically driven fans provide the engine cooling. We have seen in many cars and in many vehicles, we use the fans, and that fans are used just for cooling the engine, and it prevents the engine from overheating by blowing or drawing air through a coolant filled radiator. The fan may be driven with a belt and a pulley of the engine crankshaft or the electric motor switched on or off by a thermostatic switches. So, it works accordingly when it is used in the vehicle. Another type of fan which you use in the computer, you have seen a small fan in your CPU. So, computer fan for cooling the electrical component, and we also have this type of fan in the laptop. It is also used for cooling the electrical components in the laptop so that the heating problem may be avoided. Fans inside the audio power amplifier, sometimes you have seen the fans in the audio power which helps to draw the heat away from the electrical components. Another type of the fan is a variable pitch fan. What is this? This type of fan is used where precise control of the static pressure within the supply ducts is required. So, in a specific control of the static pressure, we use the variable pitch fan. The blades are arranged to rotate upon the controlled pitch hub. So, variable pitch fan is a very controlled device, and the blades are arranged to rotate upon a control pitch hub. The fan wheel will spin at a constant speed in this, and the blades flow the control pitch hub, and as the hub moves towards the rotor, the blades increases their angle to attract and increase the flow of result. In this manner it will work faster. So, if we talk about the major type of the fans, so we have discussed the axial, we have the circular, and we have the combined of the both. The major type of the axial flow fans, we have the apart from these classification, we have the another classification of the axial flow fans, and they are of the three type. First is the tube axial, second is the vane axial, and third is the propeller fans. So, what is the tube axial fans? That have a wheel inside a cylindrical housing. It is having a wheel inside a cylindrical housing, and with a close clearance between the blade and housing to improve the airflow efficiency. Another type of the fan is the vane axial. This is the another type of the axial fan, which is the vane axial fans, which is similar to the tube axial, but it is having another addition, which is the guide vanes that improve the efficiency by directing and straightening the flow. It means it can guide the direction and the straightening of the flow of the air. As a result, they have a high static pressure with less dependence on the duct static pressure. So, such fans are used generally for the pressure up to the 500 mmWc. So, vane axial are typically the most energy efficient fan and available and should be used whenever it is possible. Another is the propeller fans, and it is usually run at the low speed and moderate temperature. So, the experience, they have experienced a large change in the airflow with a small change in the static pressure. So, as the small change in the static pressure, then there is a large change in the airflow can be done. So, they handle the large volume of the air at the low pressure, or we can say the free delivery. Propeller fans are often used the indoors or exhaust fans. Outdoor applications include the air cooled condenser and cooling towers, and its efficiency is approximately 50% or less. You see on the screen there is a different type of the axial fans. You see one left hand side, this is the tube axial. You see that near the fan there is a wheel, and it is covered, the fan is covered with the wheel. And the lower diagram of the tube axial is a schematic diagram where we put in the electronic circuit. You see here that this fan is covered with the wheel. Another type you see, that is a vane axial. It is sometimes similar to the, but the working is different because it can adjust the direction and it can adjust the straightening of the. Now you see there is a large number of the wings in the vane axial fan. This is a schematic diagram. The lower one is the schematic diagram for the vane axial. Another is the propeller form, that is the, this is also sometimes similar, but it is covered with the wheel also, and this is the another type, and the lower one is the schematic diagram of the propeller fan, that is the axial fan. Next is the centrifugal fan. Up to now we have discussed the axial fan, now we discuss the centrifugal fan. Widely used in a large heating, ventilating, air conditioning system, especially we use it in the industry. Centrifugal fans are move considerable volume of the air over a wide range of the pressure. So, we use this centrifugal fans for a large area. So, centrifugal fans are classified according to the blade arrangement as the radial, as the airfoil, or the forward or the backward. So, it is the centrifugal fans are classified according to the blade arrangement. So, radial centrifugal fans have a scroll shaped housing with a circular inlet at the center, and this circular impeller with straight blades arranged like a petals of a daisy flower. So, that is the arrangement of the centrifugal fan and the radial centrifugal fan. The impeller throws air outward against the interior of the housing, and the air exhausts through a outlet. And this airfoil, next type is the airfoil centrifugal fans that we use in the housing, internal exhaust similar to those of the radial centrifugal fan, but they have the 10 to 16 blades are shaped like a airplane, and that is why it is a airfoils, and they are curved away from the direction of the rotation, and they are arranged like a blades of the paddle wheel boat. Next type is the forward curved centrifugal fans, and usually smaller, slower and the less efficient than the centrifugal fans, and have the 20 to 64 shallow blades. It is having a more blades as compared to the other centrifugal fans, and they are used in the housing, internal exhaust and the blade arrangement that resembles of the airfoil. You see on the screen that these are the this is a centrifugal type of the fan, and you are seeing that here is a large number of the blades. A lower one that you have seen, that fan is just implanted in the CPU. Okay, we will discuss further in the next lecture regarding the major type of the centrifugal fans and the other type of the fans. Thank you very much.